So we're going to do a new line of videos here, I guess. We'll call it Buried in Backlog. Um, every once in a while, we're going to go and talk about a game that I'm working on that's in my backlog or not. Could be a new game. That's how you do get a backlog, after all. We're trying something new here. I'm not going to script anything. I'm just going to do it live, and if it sucks, it sucks. I don't care. That's what you get. Only like 8 people watched the last video, so it's not going to impress anybody. This week we're going to be talking about High on Life, the game by Squanch Games, and it's basically Rick and Morty, the game, if not at least one of the episodes of the stupid interdimensional videos they watch. I know this is kind of perfect timing to be recording this the day Justin Roiland was accused with his domestic abuse, whatnot, but to be honest, it's kind of fitting with that humor. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about the game. So to start off, we'll just get it out of the way. If you like Rick and Morty, and if you like first-person shooters, you'll probably like this game.
Well, look what we got here. Fresh meat. Hey there, fresh meat.
What are you doing? Come on, he's just a kid. Don't shoot him.
Oh, you don't want to shoot me just because your gun said not to, just because you're your little gun.
I am not shooting a kid.
Go ahead. Ah, you shot me, I'm dead.
All right there, are you happy now? Well, I didn't think we'd be allowed to kill him. Normally, killing children in games isn't allowed, but he's dead. We killed this kid. Are you happy now? We killed a kid. A kid is dead now. There goes our E for everybody rating.
If you have never seen Rick or Morty, definitely check an episode out before sinking time into the game. Even if you like first-person shooters, it's you kind of have to get the humor or enjoy the humor. If you don't like it, just stay away from it. It's not going to be your thing. Like I said, it's essentially Rick and Morty. The main gun is Morty. I mean, that's the only voices Justin Roiland really knows how to do. Just different high-pitched versions of Morty and a drunk guy. We do get well, I guess I should talk about what the guns are. The guns are another alien race that they're all conscious, sentient, but they all shoot goo or spikes or whatever out of one of their orifices. One even sucks. That one is JB Smoove or Leon from Curb Your Enthusiasm. You're gonna go through the game. I'm not gonna try and do story spoilers here, but you get sucked off Earth. You gotta try and save Earth from aliens that are using humans as drugs. So it's a very Rick and Morty style thing. Again, that's their niche. The guns are pretty basic. You get your normal pistol, which is Morty. JB Smoove, or I think his name is Gus in the game. He's your basic shotgun. He's kind of got a cool feature where you can suck the enemies into them and then shoot them. That's his like alternate fire. You got another gun that's kind of like a grenade launcher / mind control. I didn't use it much. It was okay. And then you've got what's essentially a direct copy of the Halo Needler. Like, the only difference is you can choose when the needles explode. But even the animation, the spikes get smaller until you reload, and then once you reload, the spikes are pulled back, just like Halo. That wasn't too original. Gameplay itself, generally your typical first-person shooter. It's got a little bit of Metroidvania-style exploration and upgrades. You will get new abilities and unlock other areas after getting the abilities in prior areas, just like your typical Metroidvania style game. You can definitely tell the game is one of their first games for the studio. It plays it as safe as it kind of can be outside of the humor. Gameplay, it's nothing new. It's kind of reminiscent of Mega Man. You'll take different bounties. You'll be able to select which bounty, which order you do them in. Nothing's, as far as I could tell, nothing was actually locking you from the order aside from the couple storyline ones. The abilities you get won't necessarily help you, like in Mega Man, to defeating the bosses, but it will, again, help you unlock certain areas. Throughout the game, you will be able to upgrade your guns as well as your bounty hunter suit. You'll collect bounty money. You'll find money. I don't believe you can actually really sell anything. At least I didn't get that far into that. Again, it's real basic. I didn't do a whole lot of exploring in every single mechanic. I was mainly just there for the story, because unfortunately I do enjoy the Rick and Morty style humor.
Alright, hey, you're getting a little annoying. Okay, well, what are you, addicted to AlienCom or something? I didn't even know that was possible. It's true what they say, you learn something new about AlienCom every day. That's what makes it so great. But I don't have any more, so beat it!
That being said, the humor is, again, on point with Rick and Morty, Solar Opposites, all the stuff Justin Roiland's known for. There's going to be banter between, well, not between the main character and the guns. The guns more so talking to the main character. Your main character does not have a voice. He is a silent protagonist. There is a lot of banter between the bounty hunter that joins your team and leeches your couch and doesn't leave, and then the main character's sister. It's, again, your typical Rick and Morty style humor. Stupid jokes. The banter can get annoying. They did add a feature, though, where you can lessen how much they talk. The guns, that is. It was to a point where, you know, they'd repeat the same lines over and over every few minutes. It got tiring pretty fast. Enemy-wise, enemy variety isn't that big, but again, this is their first game, so I'm definitely seeing they're not taking many risks here. You got your basic little minions, easy to kill. There's a step up above them, a little harder to kill. Then you got your big, kind of roided out melee guys. Then you got your other random enemies. There's some bugs that they're not very prominent. I recall them being in maybe 3 levels. And then you've got some drones that appear, as well as there's some weird little Krang flying looking dudes. I think I encountered them maybe 3 times. Aside from the one in the storyline that just follows you around for a level. Not too much variety there. The bosses, they're pretty good. A couple of them can just be outright annoying. Again, the development wasn't the greatest. I would assume on these guys they didn't take a whole lot of time on a couple of them, where you have to kind of act fast and get it just right, or you're just going to restart the fight, because they will kill you fast. Level design is quite solid. You're gonna encounter various different planets. Each one will have little subsections to them. They all vary quite differently, from a nice looking, I'd say, garden-esque type planet to a full-blown city, the desert wasteland, and they're all pretty good, but they're not giant scale. You're not gonna go exploring entire planets. You're limited to the certain areas. controls are your standard, typical first-person shooter controls. Nothing innovative there. The one annoying part I found was crouch is down on the D-pad instead of a button or a stick click button, whatever. I played this on Xbox. PC, I couldn't tell you. I suck with a mouse and keyboard, and I know everybody swears by them. I suck with them. Otherwise, yeah, the controls are very, controller-wise anyway, are very fine. I ended up using my Elite Series 2 controller to map the crouch to a paddle, which worked way better. Story-wise, again, I don't want to get too much into spoilers. It really won't matter. The story's not super in-depth, but you got to have something to look forward to when you play it for yourself. Again, it's basically a long episode of Rick and Morty, or to a lesser extent, Solar Opposites. I mean, they're kind of different, but kind of not. You and your sister get transported to an alien world. You encounter a bounty hunter who is basically a hobo on your couch. You get a suit, and you do missions and stop this alien drug cartel. That's the premise of it. It's got a lot of filler in between. You can find out for yourself if you play it. Graphics-wise, it looks solid. It's not on par with like Ragnarok or the latest Horizon, Forbidden West, I think. It's not a mind blower in graphics. It's kind of got its own little style, a cartoony, goofy take. Like, again, I hate making the comparison so much, but kind of like Rick and Morty, but in a 3D aspect. I mean, there's video playing right now, like as I'm talking. You can see it for yourself, so I didn't even need to talk about this. Neat. The game's pretty short. I finished it in, yeah, I'd say a weekend, and that was with putting it down to watch The Office. And side note, just because it popped in my head right now, there is a goofy mini game for, like, I guess skateboarding. Like, you don't actually feel like you're skateboarding, but you are skateboarding, as well as a hilarious little mini cutie town Godzilla-esque style thing.
Love died. Oh no, there goes Cutie Steven. You just stepped on Cutie Steven. You didn't even realize it because you're so big. You just step on my friends and it doesn't even register to you. Oh no. Ah, that was our power plant, our nuclear power plant. Totally safe, by the way. Until you take and trigger the nuclear reaction. It's just like, oh no, you just must go hospital.
If you pick up the game, make sure you get the teleport, I think they're coordinates or whatever, from the dude at the food stand. There's some hilarious antics with those, even if they're just really quick one-off things. The voice acting's obviously good. That's what these people do. So they're voice actors who dived into the world of video games, or just hired some slaves to make their video game, which is probably on par with those guys. So now that I've ranted about the mechanics a little bit and what it looks like, what it sounds like, I guess we'll get to the part about if I liked it or not. Like I said, it's a very basic first-person shooter, and you have to enjoy the humor to really enjoy the game. That's really half of the experience with it. I would say, like I said in the other video, I don't like rating games like on a number scale because it just seems pointless. If you think an average game is average and you give it an average number, people throw a fit and all of a sudden it's just trash. Anything that's not an 8 or above is just garbage and you shouldn't play it ever. It shouldn't exist, and we'll send threats to the publisher or whatever. Because people suck.
These little guys barely even count.
Yeah, people suck. Anyway, I like to base them on what I would pay for them if they're worth a play. Some games we're just not going to talk about the ones that are terrible unless they go above and beyond to be terrible. I would say, seeing as the game is on Xbox and Game Pass, as well as PC and the PC Game Pass, if you have Game Pass in either versions or Ultimate and have it both, and yay, give it a try. I mean, there's no reason not to. It's not gonna, move consoles or anything. It's a very serviceable game. I would say if you're paying for it, it would be perfectly priced at like the $30 price range. I would not suggest dropping $60 on this type of game. Be it what it is, it's short. It's not a multiplayer game. It's not got a high value of replayability. I didn't cover that. It does have secrets. It does have things to unlock, but you can play through the game. As far as I could tell, I didn't 100% it, but you can 100% it in one playthrough. So you're not going to be firing it up with a new game plus just to do everything over again and get every little thing, as far as I could tell. I know I did miss some things just because they were a pain in the ass to get to, and I didn't want to do it. I have too many games to play. That all being said, I did enjoy the game. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was funny. It served its purpose. Again, if you're paying for it, get it on sale. $30 or less would be perfect for the game. But I mean, that's kind of it for my rant on this one. If you guys, the whole 8 of you that watched it, if you enjoy this kind of format versus my really awkward trying to read a script, let me know. I'll just stick to this kind of stuff. Seems kind of easier to record because when I'm reading stuff, I just tend to screw it up anyway. Anyway, that's our first episode here. So yeah, $30 or less. It's on Game Pass. If you like Rick and Morty, you'll like it. If you don't bother.